All right, so if we have time and you have your 6 by 9 inch grid that is covering your face with a 1 inch border, 1 through 6 across the top, A through I labeled down the side. You've then got your 2 by 2 inch with a flat shade on the whole background, 1 through 6, A through I. Okay, now we're just going to start matching them up. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of previous student examples. Right, we've got 1 through 6, A through I, 6 by 9. Okay, now we're transferring it. Okay, but sometimes looking at the whole portrait, right, is a little overwhelming. That's why we're doing the grid method, which we practiced last week with the eye, by focusing on just a single square at a time and looking at the value, okay, but taking it square by square. So here's another example. We've got 1 through 6, A through I, my whole face is within the grid, and then we're going to slowly start to fill in, okay? I will say it's sometimes a little easier if we do a little bit of a ghost drawing first. So taking that eraser, kind of going through each of your grid and kind of mapping out your face first. You're probably not going to get super far on this today, however, that's okay. We will have all week to be working on these, okay? But A1, if I don't have anything in A1 on this square, right, it's just the background, guess what? You're going to leave that alone. It's the background color, okay? But then you'll start, right, A2, I've got the start of my hairline, okay, and I'm just focused on what is in square A2, okay? So kind of start to sketch it out, okay? You can go in with value if you want, or you can kind of outline everything to make sure you've got it all, you know, mapped out with an eraser first before we go in and then really start focusing in on each square by square, okay? So as you can see, this one is not finished. However, right, as you start to fill in those squares with that value, okay, you're gonna erase, right, you're gonna add value over those grid lines, okay? Ideally at the end of this, you don't see those grid lines, okay? They're there as a guideline now, that's why we did them in an eraser, but eventually they'll be covered with value or we will blend them out, okay? So, once again, A1, there's nothing in that square, so we get to leave it blank. Okay, A2, start of that hairline, going around, but you're matching up each letter and each number to each square, okay? Take it square by square. Don't look at the whole picture as one. You're focusing in on each square, like B6. B6 has just a little bit, just a tad bit of my hair, right? I'm not looking at my whole head at once. I'm breaking it down square by square. Okay, it's going to make it a little bit easier, but get as far as you can today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.